Hi guys, it's Ryan from Pie Records, and I'm here with the Survivors. How are you guys?
Doing great.
Very well. Very well, Ryan. Good to see you, man.
How's everything in South Texas?
It's nice and warm. The sun's coming out. Winter's pretty much over now. Surf's coming up. It's fun.
Yeah, hoping we have some waves today after this, man. We're sitting in a surf shop right now.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Got to keep the vibe.
So before we go any further, why don't you introduce yourselves and tell me what instruments you play?
All right. Well, I'm Sean McCauley. I play the bass mostly, a little bit of rhythm guitar, do a lot of the recording and stuff, the production stuff for our
producer
band.
right here.
Something like that. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, just all that stuff, all the in between. The drummer's not here, Ross, and then
the Radical Ross.
Yeah, he's not here right now. He's got to work, so
he's hammering nails on a roof somewhere.
He keeps it consistent for us, and I hold down the bass. And we've got a little 3-piece band right now. It's doing pretty well.
Nice.
Yeah. And my name's Shay. I do the lead guitar work. Sometimes singing, man. You don't do a whole lot of it, but
yeah, I heard
keep
that.
The crowd. Yeah, lots of surf instrumentals. So it's luckily we don't have to worry about that kind of stuff too much.
Totally.
But that's us, man. We found that playing as a 3-piece band is kind of really nice. You find yourself wanting the second guitar, to fill it up. But we found that through the use of like delays and different effects and just kind of really trying to recreate what you do in the studio, you can really fill up your sound with 3 people. And the King of Surf Guitar did it, so why can't we, right?
Yeah, totally. So I was listening to 2 of your albums, and the one was from 2017. And the first thing that struck me was the acoustic guitar, and then it kind of faded into the mix. And
nice.
And it was totally like a natural feel. What I really like about you guys is you incorporated that, but you also incorporated kind of like almost a reggae feel.
Oh yeah. Yeah, a lot of our influence is like reggae music, a lot of the older 60s, 70s, 80s music, like getting into a little bit more electronic with the drums and stuff. But a lot of the more classic, roots reggae is what we listen to all the time. So that naturally comes out in our music.
A little more laid back tempo sometimes and stuff, It depends, I guess. How you feel.
It's a really really interesting sound. It's kind of unique to me so far as maybe your approach to writing. It's definitely kind of island themed, would you say?
Right. Yeah, I don't know how else to describe our music other than it's island style music. It's not really reggae, it's not really like rock and roll, but just kind of like something you would listen to on an island. And that's where we're from, South Padre Island. It's the longest barrier island in the world, so we're just trying to keep true to our roots, I guess.
Just marooned here making music.
Yeah, we're just stuck.
You'd be amazed the kind of like you're sitting out there paddling around in the water and you get these songs in your head, these rhythms and stuff, and then you spend yourself out there 3 hours, making a weird beat in your head, and then you get out and your fingers all beat up from being in the water, but you make your riff, and then half the time that translates to some of the music we make is just being out there surfing, the falling, the way you make the line, and just the transitions and everything, trying to mix it all together. We don't have anyone that we're trying to really please, so no one's telling us, hey, that ain't surf, that ain't that ain't reggae, so
yeah, I think a lot of our music comes from just what we want to hear. Like we don't really hear the music that we want to hear, so we're trying to recreate it or make it, however that works. I don't know. We really don't know either.
But that's the way it should be, right?
Yeah. We're not trying too hard. We're just trying to make a cool sound that we think is unique. And
guess it's led to us not really having a label and us having to make our own music. But man, if you're listening to it, dang, that makes us happy though,
Yeah, we're always surprised to hear that people enjoy it because we're like, well, I guess it's good. I don't know.
All right, thank you. Yeah.
And may I compliment you on your recording abilities, because it sounds super clean and
YouTube.
Yeah.
I learned from YouTube. Like we don't have
That's,
any schooling or training.
that's where I
Yeah,
learn all my stuff too.
mm,
It works out for us.
you learn about as much as you can until you get to a point where you've got to start experimenting, buying equipment, and like really putting in a little extra effort. But it's like school, just spend a little bit of investment in the gear and what you think is going to sound good, and try it. You're going to try a lot of things, and some things don't work. But
What kind of
you're interviewing people, man.
What's that?
And pretty soon then you're interviewing people and stuff, and it all works out, man. Like
Yeah.
you just pick a hobby and start going with it, man.
Yeah, totally.
yeah,
So
it's our hobby for sure.
what kind of software do you use to record?
Most Ableton Live, yeah, Ableton, and then that's about it. A little bit of like drum software. We use a little bit of the Serious Drummer or the Superior Drummer. A few plugins, but mostly just the live stock plugins, and just kind of like shape everything into the sound we want.
Yeah.
Ableton's pretty cool. Like you can do a lot of stuff with Ableton. I'm sure the other programs work also, but I've been using it for like 15 years now, it seems like. Yeah.
So Shay, you did mention Dick Dale as an influence, and it's pretty apparent in your sound with the very wet guitars. What got you into playing surf music on a guitar?
Man, really it was you always hear surf music, growing up, everything like that. Everyone does, and I don't think anyone hears that kind of music and like it. I don't know. It's more like a mysterious thing, like, oh well, I wish I could hear more of that, but I don't know where. But then it was and like it was honestly like the psychobilly music, being later on as like a teenager, and when they break down and turn off the distortion, and they do the little surf breakdowns, like the Necromantics did it a lot, the Quakes, all that kind of stuff, and that was my favorite parts of the songs and everything, was those clean breakdowns they did, and they're more with like wretches and everything, but I just loved the reverb and everything, and I was always, oh, what is that stuff? I basically started playing the guitar when I was like 20, like not very early on in life. And so it was just always trying to figure stuff out that you didn't know what it was. And there was never no one that's like, oh, it's this, oh, it's a reverb tank, this and that. But then I remember my dad did give me, he's like, you need to get this figured out, boy. And he gave me the Dick Dale best of CD, the Surfer's Choice or whatever it is. And I listened to that and I was like, that is the sound. That's what I was talking about, And so I don't know, just kind of went with that. From there, we started playing in like a reggae band, Los Locals, and we play reggae music and punk music and everything, but I'd always like want to make surf music. We had the Surf Guitar Hero, and we'd start the shows with it. That just always felt like the right sound, And so when we stopped doing that, me and Sean, we moved it up and kept it going as Los Surfvivers, And so that's when we've really been able to bloom and make the surf music. And it turns out that's what people wanted to hear. So it's good. So it was finding out the spring tanks and getting all that, how that worked. I started out just with my amp with a deluxe reverb, turning that up all the way. It sounds too hollow. Went with the Ocean's 11, the Ocean's 11, he got me through for a long time. I remember, I think it was Surfer Joe, the guy in the forum. He's like, he had said something like, now we all know that the Ocean's 11 causes cancer, all those Surfy Bear guys are making fun of it and everything. I'm like, oh man, I ain't got no street cred, So I finally did buy one of those, the Surfy Bear Compact, and it's man, that's how you get that sound, and it's an amazing piece of equipment, and that's what we always say, all glory to the spring reverb,
Yeah, and Surfer Joe's he's great at marketing, and the guy he works with is a super like genius when it comes to electronics. And I know Evan Foster has a part in that. Are you guys really like gear nerdy guys like the rest of us?
Yeah, I am more. He's more into like the production stuff and knowing all the good like important stuff. And
I love the gear and everything
about pedals and guitar and analog and circuits and all that stuff.
I don't have the money for it all.
Yeah, none of us have the money for it all, But yeah, definitely obsessed over it and all the.
I definitely love the idea of sound traveling through different pieces of equipment and it creating different, feelings and stuff. So it's cool. It's just awesome. The way sound travels.
Yeah, I would sit there and talk to those guys about it for a long time, though. That's for sure.
Awesome.
Or listen to them, I guess.
So your last release came out in 2020, correct?
No, we just this year we put out The Good, The Bad. What was that?
Yeah, is that earlier this year?
Earlier this year,
like December, I think.
It was December. It was Christmas time. The Good,
Okay.
The Bad.
Yeah, that's our newer album.
Was that like a labor of love during the pandemic?
Pretty much, yeah. It's just trying to get stuff released. Like we felt like we hadn't released an album since 2020 or yeah.
Yeah, it was 2020 was the last one. So I was kind of working on it, back and forth.
Yeah, some songs will take us months just to finish one song, but then some songs we bust out, in an hour and it's complete. So it's interesting.
It's amazing. And they're not all written in chronological order either. I mean, some of the songs that we wrote first that would have been on the first CD, a couple of those are on the last CD that we just put out. And then Surfvivers, that was it's a real funny mix, it's just sort of what we have recorded, but we try to make things sound like they go together too, we
try to make each album sound a little bit different, also like maybe a different vibe. Some will be a little heavier, some will be a little more reggae influence, like dubby. And just the last album had a lot of I feel like it had a lot of surf guitar influence. There was a lot of little riffs there, and a lot of distortion, reverb and stuff like that.
So are you guys putting out your own music? Are you working with somebody?
No, we just put it on what is it?
DistroKid?
Yeah, DistroKid.
Okay.
We just upload it on there and I pay for the monthly or yearly thing. And
I think it pays it up for itself. I don't know. It might pay for itself.
Yeah, I think we've made like $80 on our music since 2017. On the internet.
I wish we had someone that would push us, make some music like a label or something, but God only knows how that works. I wouldn't know where to start,
It's just work, right? Like we gotta work on marketing and all that. So there's only so much we can do as just me and Shay. The drummer, he's got his day job and everything. He just comes and plays the drums with us. So we've even gone towards like getting the robot drummer to do some work for us.
You should check out Sharawaji Records. He loves to put out new Mike likes to put out new surf bands. So
right on.
Yeah, he's a really cool dude.
We'll have to get that name from you by the end of this or something.
Yeah, send us a link. The networking, with the surf rock and all that.
That's just cool meeting people, really. Like
we don't know a lot of people in that game. Down here in the valley, people don't really appreciate music. We're kind of like in a weird cultural area where people are real closed-minded. So
really?
Anytime we get out of our hometown and we go play somewhere else, people love the music. They're like, wow, that's different.
It's nice.
It's cool, especially in Texas. People in Texas love it.
One day